Hello everyone, and today I'll be continuing with my chapter of volume and surface area of prisms and cylinders. And today I'm here with some word problems on cylinders in part A, and in part B I'll be discussing some more questions about the cylinders. So let's begin with the questions. So here is question number 1, that diameter of the base of cylinder is 0.4 meters. So we have a cylinder here, and we know that the diameter that from one end to the other hand, the diameter is given to us, that is 0.4 meters. So radius is not given to us. And after that we have been given the height of as 3 over 4th of its base radius. So we need to calculate the radius first to calculate the height, that is 3/4 of the radius. That means 3 over 4 multiplied by the radius length. So we are not given with the radius here. First we need to calculate the radius, then we can know our height. After that we need to find the volume of the cylinder and we need to convert it into liters. So let's begin with the question. Here it is, diameter is 2 into r. That is the formula for diameter, that radius is multiplied by 2 to get the diameter. But in this case we have been given with the diameter, that is 0.4, and we need to calculate the radius. So this 2 is multiplying here, there it would be divided, and we will get the value as radius is 0.2 meters. After obtaining the radius, we need to calculate the height, as we know that the formula for the volume of the cylinder is volume is equals to pi r square h. So we need to know the radius and we need to know the height to calculate the volume. So using this 3/4 of its base radius, we will write that height is equals to 3 over 4 into radius, and this radius value is 0.2. So we have substituted here 0.2. Then we will multiply 3 by 0.2 and then we will divide it by 4, and we will obtain the height as 0.15 meters. Now we have the radius, we have the height, we can use the formula for volume. That volume is pi r square h. Pi is 22 over 7, radius is 0.2 square, we have found out here, and height is 0.515 meters. So we will substitute all the values. We will solve this square first, then we will multiply the values divided by 7, and we will obtain our answer as 0.0188 meter cube. Now this volume is in meter cube and we need to find the volume in liters. So we must be knowing the conversion, that 1 meter cube is 1000 liters. So we will convert that into liters. We will multiply the value by 1000, and this turns out to be 18.8 liters. As we are going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, so we need to multiply the value. So, and the conversion unit is 1000. So when we will multiply it, we will obtain 18.8 liters, which is the answer for this case. Looking at another question, that 150 liters of water are poured into a cylindrical drum of diameter 48 centimeters. So here we are again given with a diameter, and now we are given with the volume, and we need to find the depth of the water in the drum. That means we need to calculate the height that the water reaches. So we have been given with the volume, that is 150 liters, and diameter as 48 centimeters. So we need to convert this liters into centimeter cubes or meter cubes first. After that we can use this in the formula to calculate the rest of the things. So firstly we have used diameter to find the radius. That diameter is 2 into radius, diameter is 48, and 2 is divided here, and we get the radius as 24 centimeters. After that we will be converting this 150 liters, that 1 meter cube is 1000 liters, and when we convert this liters into meter cube, as meter cube is a bigger unit, we need to divide, and the conversion is 1000. So we have obtained that 0.15 meter cube is the volume of water. After that we will use the formula of the cylinder, that pi r square h, as the volume of water would be the same as the volume of the drum, just the height will vary, and we need to calculate the height of the water, not the drum. So that is not important and not given to us here. So we will be using the radius, the base radius as the drum radius, and height will be used from the volume value which we have obtained. So we need to find the height. We will substitute the volume as 0.15, that is in meters. So we need to fill in the radius in meters as well. So we have divided 24 by 100 to convert centimeters into meters, and we have plugged in the value here 0.24 square. So this is pi r square, and h we need to calculate. So this is squared first, then it is multiplied by 22, then 7 is multiplied there, and this value is divided. Use the BOSMAS to solve this simple equation, and we will obtain the height as 0.82 meters or 82.85 centimeter, which was asked in the question that what is the depth of the water. So this is the depth of the water. After this, another question that the figure shows a drinking trough in the shape of a half cylinder. So this is a half cylinder. As we know that the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. So this is half of the cylinder. That means we will divide that formula into 2 to get the half cylinder volume. In this case, we have been given that the radius, the diameter is 15 centimeter and this height is 84 centimeters. So first we need to find the radius, and then we will use the formula to find the half cylindrical volume. So I've written the data here. The diameter is 15 centimeter, height is 84 centimeter, and we need to find the volume. So I've used the diameter formula first to obtain the radius. We have divided 2 there, and we have obtained the radius as 7.5 centimeter, as I did in the previous cases. After that, we will use the formula for volume, that is pi r square h, and I have substituted the value of radius in meters again, and this value is in meter again. These both the values are converted. This 84 centimeter is 0.84 meters, and this 75 centimeter is 0.075 meters. So these both are converted, and when solved I have obtained 0.01485 meter cube. This is the volume. So this is the volume of a whole cylinder, but we need to calculate the volume of a half cylinder. So we will divide the value by 2, and we will obtain the value as 0.0074 meter cube. As this is the half the cylinder, so we have halved it, the value of the volume. So this is the volume of half cylinder. Now we need to convert it into liters. So we have the use the conversion as 1 meter cube is 1000 liters. So it is multiplied by 1000. The value 0.0074 is multiplied by 1000 to obtain the liter as 7.4 liters. So this is the capacity in liters of this half cylindrical shape. So this is question number 4, that I have a toy factory and 200 wooden closed cylinders of a diameter 35 millimeter and height 7 centimeter have to be painted. So we should remember this when we talk about painting a wooden cylinder. That means we will paint outside the cylinder. That means we need to obtain the surface area which needs to be painted, not the volume. As we can never paint the volume, that is inside capacity, we will always paint the outer surface, that is the total surface area of any specific shape. In this case it is a cylinder, but if we have any other shape, we will paint the outer surface area, not the volume. In the previous cases we were talking about the internal capacity, therefore we were calculating the volume. Now we have the outer shape painted, so we will use the total area. So it is written here in the question as well, and if it is not mentioned, you must remember that we need to calculate the total surface area for this scenario. And we know that we have 200 wooden cylinders, so we will calculate for 1 and then we will multiply it by 200 to get our value. We have the diameter here, that is 35 millimeters. We have the height, that is 7 centimeters. So we can see that this is centimeters and this is millimeters, so both the values are in different units. So I need to convert it into a single unit to solve our answer. and we need to get the answer in centimeters square as it is stated in the question, and we have been given the value of pi, that is 3.142. Now we will not be using 22/7. It may be correct to use 22/7. We may get the right answer, but in this question it is specified to use 3.142, so we will be using that particular value only. So let's begin. First of all, we will use the formula of diameter again. When we need the radius, so we have divided the diameter 35 by 2. We have obtained the radius as 17.5 millimeters. After this, we will be using the formula for surface area, and now all the values would be substituted in a single unit. That unit would be in meters right now. So I have substituted this pi 3.142. This radius was 17.5, and when we convert millimeter into meter, we need to divide the value by 1000. So this is 0.0175. This is squared, and then 2 pi's value 3.142. The radius is 0.0175, and the height is 0.07. That was written here, that is 7 centimeters. We have converted into meter as well. Now we will use the BODMAS. We will solve this first and this, and then we will add them to obtain our surface area as 0.00962 meters square. So now this is in meter square, and this is a particular single wooden cylinder which need to be painted. So when we talk about 200 toys, that this surface area is multiplied by 200, because this is the value for 1, and we need to paint 200 wooden box cylinders. So 200 multiplied by this value, we will obtain as 1.92 meters square. This is the surface area need to be painted in meter square, and when we need to convert into centimeter square as it is asked in the question, we need to multiply this value by 10,000. That is the conversion. 1 meter square is equals to 10,000 centimeters square. So we have multiplied the value, and we have obtained this 19,200 centimeters square. So these were the few questions which I have discussed today. So I'll be coming up with a few more questions regarding this word problems on volume and surface area of cylinders. So stay tuned.